What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video on the Plank and Wheels channel. My name is Steven, an unsponsored skateboarder from the Kansas City area. Now, I know it's been a while since I posted it, and upon my return, I didn't just want to do another reaction. So today, we're doing something special. We are taking 15 of Street League Skateboarding's greatest pros to ever compete and ranking them. That's right, we're putting them on a tier list, jumping on the bandwagon, and hopefully inciting some discussion in the comments down below. Now, within 24 hours of this video being posted, I'm going to respond to every comment. So let's get some good comments. If you agree, if you disagree, if you think somebody should have been included, you think somebody should have been left out, that's what I want to see. So I appreciate all the new subs that we gained, and I appreciate all the old subs that stayed around. And without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this started. If you're just listening, we have 5 tiers here. We got at the top to bottom, always podium, will win eventually, fun to watch, great skater, and last but not least, they're hard to watch. So we got our 15 skaters here at the bottom, and our homeboy to start this off was the first person to drop in for the Street Skateboarding Olympics. None other than Felipe Gustavo. And bonus points for anyone in the comments who can let me know what was the first trick Felipe Gustavo did to kick off the men's run section. It was a combo trick. If you know it, put it down below. So, his performances as far as Street League goes. This is not about street parts. This is not about how they are as a person or anything like that. This is how I feel when I'm watching them in Street League. And let me just say, Felipe's run sections are always solid. And if you watch the Olympics, you'll know that man was on point and he represented the skateboarding community as a whole perfectly. I really want everyone to do well, so it's really not, I'm really not biased. But, okay, I feel like I'm about to contradict myself, but Felipe Gustavo's Instagram tricks and his video parts are always so solid. He's like the definition of, I don't want to say technician, but every time he flicks the board, nollie heel, kick flip, nollie flip, it sticks to his feet. But his performances in Street League have just, he always starts off so strong leading the pack, and then it comes down to, it's just fun to watch. You never know what he's going to do. Next to Shane O'Neill, he is the technician. And after the run section, when he can do the best trick section, I really look forward to what he's going to do. Because he can nollie flip in, crook, nollie flip out if he wanted to. Nollie flip, nose grind, nollie inward heel out. Like, my man can literally do anything he wants to. He's not always on the podium. I don't know if he's ever podiumed. I have no idea if he's going to win eventually, but it really just comes down to he's fun to watch because you never know what he's going to do. Now, our next skater, Carlos Ribeiro, my favorite skater. If you didn't know, I would love to put him at he's always going to podium, but he doesn't always podium. My man continues to let me down. I have such high hopes for him. And I'd like to say he'd win eventually, but I also don't know. Man is just not clutch. He is also gonna sit here in Felipe Gustavo with he's fun to watch solely because he is my favorite skater and because he has one of the best styles in the world. I don't know if he's ever going to podium. And I'm saying that and I feel like he's podiumed on like an X Games or something. Carlos Ribeiro's, oh my God. He's just out there having fun. And I know he wants to win in the back of his mind, but he's also not crushed when he loses. And that's what keeps him from getting better. Now, same thing. We're going to jump over to Evan Smith here because this is the same mentality. We're going to put 3 in a row in fun to watch. Evan Smith, I don't know if he has ever cared about winning a competition in his life. My man literally goes out there and has fun. One of the last Street League competitions, oh God, where was it? One of the last Street League competitions, Evan was on the course during somebody else's run, and he was laying under one of the ramps, and I wish I could remember what it is so I could include the clip. But like, my dude is just out there having fun. He's the embodiment of skateboarding. I don't think he's ever going to podium. He's definitely not hard to watch. He is probably the most fun skater to watch, if I had to say so. But Evan Smith, dude, is just the absolute definition of a wild card. So, moving on to Chris Cole. He's not always podium, but he's definitely going to be in, will win eventually, because he's already won once or twice. I know once for sure, twice is not fresh in my head, but he can win if he wanted to, and he really wants to. If you've never watched The Motivation, I think that was on Netflix, and I think it was uploaded to YouTube that you pay for. But if you've never watched The Motivation, that showed his thought process in training for Street League, during Street League, after Street League, stuff like that, and what motivates him to get better, and his community and stuff like that. But Chris Cole is nasty. He's the king of NBDs, or never been done tricks, and he really puts it down. His run sections are kind of mellow for me, and they don't do much, but he really throws down in the best trick section, and that's where he gets most of his points. I think he's got a ton of 9 clubs just because of the sheer amount of tricks he can do. I think of all the skaters included here on this list today, Chris Cole has the biggest bag of tricks, not just because he's the oldest. I think Chris Cole and P-Rod are the oldest, but like Chris Cole has Chris Cobra Cole, the biggest bag of tricks, can do whatever he wants with enough tries. So if he wanted to switch trade double flip, feeble grind, front 180 out, he could do it, but it would take all 5 tries. And on the 5th try, he'd get a 10, and it probably, I don't know, dude. Crazy. So will win eventually for Chris Cole. So another Chris, back-to-back Chris's. Chris Jocelyn. Oh, dude. I don't want to say he was my, I looked up to him for a long time, but I really did. I loved this dude because he was just a little bit older than me, but so much better than me. And I was like, dude, if I really sat down and trained, I could do what this dude does. But Chris Jocelyn, incredible skater, always solid run section. If he doesn't have a solid run section, it's because he missed one trick and then nobody else did. But he has always had a solid run section. And of course, during the best trick section, dude is go big or go home. Always has the biggest backside flips, the biggest backside big spins, and the biggest big flips. You notice how they're all backside. Interesting. But my man needs to win eventually. Like, he's got to sit up there. Like, Chris Jocelyn is incredible. And when he does interviews and stuff, he doesn't like, I don't want to say he doesn't sound like he wants to win. He sounds so relaxed. And then when they put the camera on him right before the run, he is stone cold, ready to throw down, doing all the tricks he knows to the absolute best of his ability. And I love his clothing style too. Man, will win eventually. I don't think he's won yet, but he needs to so bad. So, Ashad Ware. Immediately going to put him in great skater. And I know this is going to get some backlash, but just like Evan Smith, I don't think Ashad has ever cared about winning competition in his life. This man is the only person in the existence of skateboarding to wear over-the-ear headphones. Like, these bad boys in a competition. Everybody else either has the special ones that like loop around your ears so they don't fall off, or they've got their AirPods in, or something like that. But my man is wearing over-the-ear headphones like he's walking to the subway in New York or something like that, just minding his own business. Now, I'll admit, he has a great style, and when he does tricks, they're fantastic. But one, I'd rather watch him park skate and like do transition stuff than street skateboarding. And two, I don't like watching him get angry. He is one person who like visibly gets angry when he's not doing well. And like occasionally he's fun to watch, but for the most part, he's just an all-around great skater and doesn't consistently do well enough for me to believe that he's going to win eventually or should always podium. So he's borderline hard to watch, but we're going to put him at great skater for now. And so next, we have Kelvin Hoffler, who got second? Yeah, he got silver in the men's street Olympics. So naturally, we have to put him at always podium, not just because he did well in this last competition, but because when I think of the big three in pro skateboarding for Street League, I think Nigel Houston, of course, Yuto Horigome, and Kelvin Hoffler. Because Kelvin, oh, dude, he feels like an underdog to me because I don't really hear much about him when he's not competing. So, man will be training, hanging out with his friends, doing whatever he does. And then when it's time to compete, he comes and like absolutely throws down. So he just literally comes out of nowhere every time. And he's either getting second or third. I don't know how many first place he's gotten. I'm terrible with statistics, guys, but I have good opinions. Thanks for tuning in. Kelvin Hoffler is always podium because he's always fantastic. His run sections are solid. He almost always lands all his tricks. And then on top of that, they're not easy tricks. During his run sections, he flips his board. I'll say that. There are people that do lip slides and front 360s and don't flip their board during the run section, but Kelvin Hoffler is not afraid to flip his board. He'll tray flip in the middle of his run, he'll kick flip front board, kick flip lip slide, and like risk it all during the run section, which means it really sets him up good for the best trick section. And that's why Kelvin Hoffler is in always podium. So, Luan Oliveira is immediately going in the will win eventually. And if you don't know why, let me tell you. Luan Oliveira is one of my favorite skateboarders to watch in general. No matter if it's street league, street parts, Instagram footage. My man has the coldest style, some of the highest pop. He always skates the fastest. He's the fastest skating skateboarder I can think of. And he hasn't won yet, dude. Like, Nyjah and everybody else are always just this much further ahead of him. And I don't know why. Like, there is some... He just should have won by now, my God. His run sections are always filthy. He might miss one or two tricks, which brings his score down to like a 5 or so, which won't put him ahead. But his best trick sections, dude, what? Please tell me somebody remembers his 9 club where he hard flipped. He either hard flipped or he frontside flipped out of the ring, out of the park. I think he was inspired by like Chris Johnson's hard flip out of the park, and then he did a frontside. Somebody did a hard flip or a frontside flip out of the park. It was either Chris Johnson or Luan Oliveira. But anyway, it is blowing my mind that Luan hasn't won yet. He's just so consistent, so cold with it, a huge bag of tricks, can literally do whatever he wants. Your favorite skateboarder's favorite skateboarder, and he hasn't won. Like, he's gotten third, I think. I don't know if he's gotten second, but he definitely hasn't gotten first, and it crushes me every time because I root for everybody. Like, I want everybody to win, but it really hurts when Luan doesn't podium, man. It kills me. So next, Manny Santiago, one of the friendliest people in the entire planet, and I haven't met him, but every time he's on camera or talking to someone or being like, you can just feel his energy through the camera, and that's what I love, my guy. But when it comes to Street League and his performances, he's going to be the first person that I have to put in hard to watch because I love him so much, and I love his trick selection. He is one of the only people who does like hard flip variations, or not hard flip, sorry, heel flip variations. So he'll heel flip in his run, he'll varial heel flip, he'll laser flip if he really wanted to. And I think that's pretty much all he does. He might kick flip and nollie flip. Oh, he's a mean nollie heel too. Don't forget that nollie heel. But because I want him to win so bad, and he does so poorly so consistently, I put him in hard to watch. It's like your child going up there to do their performance, and you're like, yay, he's going to do so well. And then when they start messing up or forgetting their lines or they forget the dance moves, you're just like, I like you because you're my child, but at the same time, you gotta pull it together. Dude. Manny Santiago, I love you, man. I need this man to win. If this man won, I need him to nollie varial heel flip, crook grind, shove out or something during the best trick section and get his 9 club, my guy. Manny needs to win. I want to put him in will win eventually, but that's not going to happen. He is just so hard to watch. Now, one of the OGs in Street League skateboarding, Paul Rodriguez. He has won before but he is not always podium. So I'm going to drop him down in fun to watch. And here's why. So, Paul Rodriguez is an OG, like I just mentioned, and he has another huge bag of tricks. He is the switch god, as he's referred to, because he can do whatever he wants and any stance he wants. And some people don't even know what stance he's in. His run sections are very solid, and he does fantastic. He falters during the best trick section. Sometimes he'll do something pretty good. He's one of those people who will land something simple, like just a feeble grind or something, just to get points on the board so he can move up in the podium. He's not trying to do anything fancy. He's literally trying to win the competition. And his Street League strategy is all in his head. And he's been competing for so long. I think he's been competing since like the very first Street League. I think Chris Cole has too, but P-Rod has been competing since the very first Street League. I need him to do better in the best trick section. I love not knowing what stance he actually skates, but not consistent enough in the best trick section to put it down. Not. So he's going to stay in fun to watch. So our next skater, Jean Malto, the Kansas City native. Technically from Lawrence, Kansas, but, you know, we'll just say Kansas City to make it easy for all the people who don't live in Missouri. Jean Malto is going to sit down here with Manny Santiago because it is true. He is hard to watch. I want him to do well so bad. He has won a Street League before. He should be in this always podium spot, but he is hard to watch. Number one reason he's hard to watch is because his switch kickflip is better than his normal kickflip. So when I see his feet do the and set up for a kickflip, I'm like, oh, please, Sean, you better land this. And it could be a kickflip over gap. It could be a kickflip from board. It could be, anything. Kickflip 50-50. But I'm like, please, Sean, you have to land the kickflip. When he's setting for a switch flip, I have no doubt he's going to land it. It's always butter. Looks just like Shane O'Neill's. But holy crap. He's won before, but is the most inconsistent. My man is like Pop Rocks. He's just all over the place. You never know what you're going to get when you're watching Sean Malto. You know what you're going to get when you're watching Instagram footage or a video part. But as far as Street League goes, my man hurts my soul. Him and Manny give me pain because I like them so much. And that is why he's going to sit down there and hard to watch. So, Thiago Lemos. Almost pretty much Carlos Ribeiro's brother. They hang out all the time, both on primitive, both incredible skateboarders. No idea where I'm going to put him. And so let's talk this out. Thiago Lemos has the highest pop out of anyone in Street League skateboarding history ever. He is the only person to skate some obstacles, and his switch backside tail slide is just chef's kiss, just fantastic. So I would like to put him in fun to watch, but I genuinely feel like he's just a great skater because I don't expect much from him. I expect him to pop high and to skate up rails instead of down them, but I don't expect him to podium. I don't expect him to do well during the best trick section, even though he does. He throws down. His run sections are okay sometimes. Sometimes, yeah, okay. But his best trick section is really where he shines. And although he's occasionally fun to watch, he's overall a great skater because I don't expect much from him. Tori Pudwell. Oh, Lord. He's going to sit down here and hard to watch as well. Because I know how good this man is. And he's so random, just like Malto. I never know what I'm going to get. I don't know if he's going to be on his game, on his toes, like he can be sometimes. He can really throw down in the run section and the best trick section, but I just don't know what's going to happen. And when he does pour, when he misses 3 tricks in a row on his run section and just has to throw it away and like pray for the best trick section to come back, it just riddles me with anxiety. And I'm like, Tori, holy crap, you need to bring this back. So Tori Pudwell is hard to watch. His best trick sections are incredible. I Don't know if he's ever landed every trick in a run section. But holy crap. Best trick section for Tori. Long slides, long grinds. He can be like Santiago here. Not Santiago. Tiago Lemos. Holy crap. And skate up rails. He's the only other person to do that. And so he's going to sit there. So, down to the final two of our 15 skaters. And I think we both know where they're going to go. So, let's go Yuto. Yuto came out of the woodworks a few years ago, all the way from Japan, weaseled his way over into the competition. I shouldn't say weaseled, worked his best, and now he's always podium. Yuto Horigome is the first person in skateboarding history to win a gold medal in street skateboarding the Olympics. And if he wasn't an always podium, it would have been a fluke. Like, oh, he's just so good. But okay, hear me out. He's incredibly good, but I almost don't like watching him skate rails because of the tricks he does. Like, the tricks he does on rails are difficult, but they don't make me go, ooh, I want to try that, or ooh, I wish I could do that. It's just like, I don't even know what that was. Like a nollie front 180, switch 5.0, or switch salad grinder, wherever they lock into it. I don't get it. When he skates gaps, I'm like, totally great. And then when he skates transition, I'm just in love with his style and everything like that. So I'm glad the judges know what they're doing and what they're talking about, because when they watch him skate rails, which is his forte, they've always put him on always podium. His switch frontside board slide, his switch front tail from his last video part, and he did a switch backflip, I think, in his last video part as well. Those were very well done tricks, but his competition tricks, I don't understand. I don't understand them. They just are so weird to me. But anyway, run section's always solid. Best trick section, he does well. He does what he needs to. He's got a plan just like P-Rod does. He knows exactly what he needs to land, how many points it's going to get him, and how often he can miss tricks. So just like his Olympic qualifier runs, he didn't go all balls to the wall. My man took it easy, didn't do a lot of flip tricks. He did just enough to qualify, and then he went for broke in the finals, and it got him the gold medal. Like, either he's a genius or whoever's coaching him is a genius, because one of them knows exactly what they're talking about, and it works. And so, last but not least, we have come to Nyjah Huston, the man with the most street league skateboarding wins, the highest paid skateboarder in history next to Tony Hawk. Sorry, in competition earnings. He's the highest competition earnings next to Tony Hawk, I think, like that. Something like that. And let me just say, he belongs in two categories. He belongs in always podium, and he belongs in hard to watch. Because we'll start with this. We'll start with hard to watch. He almost did not qualify for the finals in the Olympics. Like, he was having an off day, and it was so hard to watch one of our two Americans, Nyjah Huston and Jagger Eaton. It was so hard to watch Nyjah not do well when you know he wanted it more than anybody. Nyjah Huston is the name everybody knows, and he's becoming the next Tony Hawk, where if they just wanted his name out there. Every commercial break they said, and Nyjah Huston is competing in this and this and this and this. So he had 350 million people, all these Americans counting on him to do well. And he had the weight of him, and just it was so much pressure that he almost didn't qualify for the finals. And when he did finally qualify for the finals, his performance wasn't what he expected of himself, and it definitely wasn't what his competitors expected of him. And thankfully for Yuto and Kelvin Hoffler, he wasn't competing at his best. But if he had, our golden child would have won. But so that's why he isn't hard to watch because you want him to do well, and it really pains you when he doesn't, just because you expected so much of him over so long a period of time. And now he also belongs in Always Podium because he is the highest earning skateboarder in the world. He's just incredible. His consistency, I love his tricks more so than Yuto's. Like, I feel like they deserve the scores that they get sometimes. Sometimes I think the judges give him nines because it's Ninja. Like, I don't know any tricks off the top of my head. I'm going to be completely honest. That got a trick that was scored higher than I think they should have been. But he really deserves to be Always Podium. His run sections are mad solid. He does flip tricks. He does hard stuff just like Calvin Hoffler to get up there. He knows exactly what tricks he needs to land and how many points he needs to get. One of the previous Street Leagues, not the last one, but the one before that, he didn't. The announcers were saying, since he was down bad, he needed to come back. He did a full cab flip or something, full cab flip board slide or something, from a gap to rail and landed first try because he knew he needed to do something to land it. Like, the previous competitor landed something, he's like, oh, okay, that got this many points. Well, I'll up the ante and do something better than that in order to get more points than that and land it. So Nyjah is just, he does what he does. It's hard being the best. He's not the best anymore. Is he the best? Can we have a discussion about that? Even though Yuto got the gold, is Nyjah still the better skateboarder? I know Nyjah's been competing longer than Yuto. Is Yuto going to overshadow Nyjah? Or is Nyjah always going to be the golden child? The face of skateboarding. All right, here we go. This is the SLS Pros tier list. Let me know if you guys agree. Let me know if you guys disagree. I'm here for it in the comments. I will post the link to this in the description below, and you guys can tag me in them on Instagram and let me see your tier list if you want to take the time to make them. I appreciate you guys hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.